Early, we're just getting ready to have a party, especially for you. This is a Christmas party, and it stars everybody connected with I've Got a Secret. When I say everybody, I mean our whole crew. For instance, Eddie Gasverdi and Bill Dewing, our carpenters, who you see on the screen now. And then there's Jerry Callender and Bill Miller, our property men. And then from the technical department, we go over to George Drago, who is one of our boom men. And our ever indispensable cameraman, for instance, Lee Tannen, who is on... Lee, wave Merry Christmas to the folks. That's Lee Tannen on camera 1. Now, Lee, you wheel around and take yourself a picture of your cohort, Cass Gaylord, on camera 2. Cass, come out from behind and wave to the people, Cass. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Now, Cass, you take a picture of Joe Schwartz on camera number 3, huh? Joe, turn around, wave to the people. That's a boy. All right, he's slanting up so that he can get a picture of Max Greenfield and Morris Shapiro on the light bridge. They are our electricians. And the man in charge of the terrible buzzer is Orville White, our sound effects man. Merry Christmas, Orville. And back down the stage again, the indispensable Joe Papp, our stage manager. Merry Christmas to you, Joe. And right behind Joe is our announcer, John Cannon. All of us in the crew and the cast invite you to join the I've Got a Secret Christmas party.
I've Got a Secret, starring Gary Moore.
Thank you very much. And greetings again to you, my friends. A very early Merry Christmas to you. As you can gather, this is our annual Christmas party, our first annual. We've been on for three Christmases now, but this is the first time we've ever pulled this little trick. We're awfully glad to have you with us. We're sorry we couldn't have shown all of our people backstage. The folks you saw were only a representative of the large group of people it takes to get this little rat race on the air every week. Now I would like you to meet our panel. To begin with, there is Bill Cullen.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Bill. And then Jane Meadows.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, jeepers, you look pretty. Merry Christmas to you.
For me.
And Henry Morgan.
Merry Christmas.
You look very Henry. Merry Christmas to you. And Faye Emerson. Merry Christmas, Faye.
Merry Christmas.
That is our panel. Now, in just a moment, we're going to have our first surprise of the evening for you. But meanwhile, may I make this observation, that things new have been making news. New cars, new ideas for Christmas, new plays opening on Broadway. All kinds of new things to keep up with. And like the fella says... Now, how about it, Connie? You all set to play the well-known game, I've Got a Secret?
Why, sure.
All right. Well, now we have a real special deal tonight. Tonight we have what I think is a Christmas present for you, certainly for me, and I think, too, for the members of our panel. You know, you see them sitting there month after month, year after year, behind their panel desks, and perhaps you lose sight of the fact that each of them has some very special gift, something that took them behind that panel desk. So this week I called each of the panelists on the phone and asked him to prepare some little performance as a surprise for you, for me, and for their fellow panelists. Now then, on my left is our first contestant. Will you come in, sir, please?
Yes, indeedy, sir.
Good evening.
How you
Would you tell us what your name is, sir, and where is your hometown?
Cullen.
Cullen?
Bill Cullen.
Nice name.
Yes, sir. And I'm from Pittsburgh originally.
Pittsburgh, Ohio.
But no, Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's right.
More recently from right here in Cleveland, New York.
Well, you are confused. Maybe you better just whisper your secret to me, and we'll show the panel what it is his secret is.
All right.
Show. All right, panel, the clue tonight, as it will be in all the cases, concerns something that the contestant is going to do. And we'll start with Jane Meadows, but this is a wide-open game. Anybody can ask questions. This is Christmas. Anybody wants to...
I'd like to ask a question, Gary. Why did you say we'll show the script to the panel?
Oh, no, you got to guess.
Yes, you did.
Did I say show it to the panel?
Yeah.
Well, it isn't that Christmas. I'm sorry. We'll show it to our audience.
You're nervous.
Yes.
I'm nervous.
I'm tired. Take a guess, Jane.
Mr.
I'm sorry your time is up, but it was an awfully good try. Now,
Yes,
Mr. Cullen, will you go center and get ready to do
Oh, you want me to do it?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Huh?
They didn't guess it?
Oh, you didn't guess it. You had all the time in the world, for crying out loud.
Do I get the $80 now?
You'll get no money at all except the pleasure of doing your performance.
I'm going to do magic tricks, panel.
That is his secret. He is going to do magic tricks. Few people know that Bill Cullen is a very accomplished amateur musician. Now, ladies and gentlemen.
Under there for later.
It'll be there.
Oh, all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present now one of the most mystifying magicians ever to mystify an audience, Cullen the Great, that great prestigious...
I don't do that anymore.
Bill Cullen.
Thank you, friend. actually, what I'm about to do here will probably astound you, as the things I've done on the stages throughout the country have succeeded in astounding audiences. Yeah, well, the basic idea, as far as magic is concerned, is to excuse me. I do have to have here a handkerchief. Oh, now, probably some people think that a polka dot handkerchief isn't the actually correct thing. So what you do, you see, you work very hard like this, and you take all the polka dots off. I wasn't sure that would work. I think I can take it and put the polka dots back on, but that would spoil the trick. Now, for this next trick, which is very difficult, I'm going to have to ask all of you to concentrate. Concentrate very hard, and I need someone from our studio audience to help me. I need an assistant, somebody whom I do not know. You, sir. You, a stranger. Yes.
Yes,
Would
yes.
you? How do you do?
How do you do, sir?
What is your name, sir?
Thomas Garrison Morfitt, sir.
And your home city?
Baltimore, Maryland, sir.
Uh-huh. Now, Mr. Morfitt, do I know you?
No, you don't.
Have I ever seen you before?
No, sir. You've never seen
Have you, Mr. Morfitt, ever seen me before?
No, sir.
You've never seen me before.
I don't watch this program.
You do? Oh, you don't? I have for you, because you're such a nice fellow, I have for you this perfectly empty, I guess you call it a cake plate. You hold it there and let the people see it, knock on it. Now, what I am going to do, Mr. Morfitt, is fill it with milk, a little Christmas beverage for you. May I just? All right, Mr. Morfitt, if I may. And we'll just get all of it in there like that, as much of it as we possibly can. You like that?
Yeah, very good.
Well, that's enough milk there. I hope you like that. Now, do you like venison? Venison is reindeer, you know.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
It's
yeah, I like
sustaining
it.
reindeer.
I like
Well,
it.
I'm going to, you just hold that on the bottom there, Miss Morfitt, if you will,
Yes.
and I'm going to see if I can't produce a reindeer for you, because, oh, my goodness, well, everything can't be perfect, so, Miss Morfitt, you just keep that. That's for you. Very good.
Magnificent. Where did it come from? I was standing right there and I didn't see it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Well, this is going to be one of those nights I can tell. Whoops. Well, now, with the milk all over me, will we have our next contestant, please? I'm sorry. Will you tell the audience, please, what your name is and where you're from?
I am Mrs. Jane Meadows Cotter Allen, and I was born in Wuchang, China, but right now I live in New York City.
Well, now, that's nice. Mrs. Mrs. Cotter, Allen, Smith, Jones. Jane.
Yes.
Jane. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Gary.
Thanks, fellas. Got him trained tonight. All right, Jane, you whisper your secret to me again. This concerns something that Jane is going to do. All right, starting superficially, because it doesn't make any difference who we start with, we'll start this with Henry Morgan, and again, it concerns something that she's going to do. Henry?
Mrs. Allen, is this something that you're going to do this evening?
Yes, unfortunately I am, Mr. Morgan.
Will this be amusing, Mrs. Allen?
I don't think amusing is quite the word. At least I hope not.
Charming is the word for it.
Oh,
I know.
are you going to use anyone else while, not use, is anyone else involved in your secret?
Not really.
Oh, panel, I'm sorry your time is up. Bill, you want to ask a question? You had your
I
hand
just
up.
wondered if Jane was going to work with her husband, Fred.
No.
Yeah.
Jane, let's establish the fact. How did it happen that you were born in China?
Well, my family were there as missionaries for 14 years.
Ah, that's a very good reason for being born in China. So now you don't go get ready now.
All right.
I will announce you. This is Jane's Christmas present to us all, and very delightful indeed. This being the Christmas time of the year all over the world, there is a song that is being sung in China at this time of year, which she is going to sing in Chinese. And it's a very popular melody in China. Jack?
你小心走，你小心哭，你小心好，我告你喂，Santa Claus 又来的早晨。大谁脏，大谁亮，早走反三为谁散？Santa Claus 又来的早晨。大看你在你睡觉。大自然一起来，大自然有你好不 山有30 cent。你小心走，你小心哭，你小心好，我告你喂，Santa Claus 又来的早晨。
Although the words were strange, I'm sure you recognize the melody. I'll be down to get you in a rickshaw, honey. Is there anything special you want to say about that song?
Well, Gary, I would just like to say Merry Christmas to Mother and Daddy, and thank you to Daddy because he translated this song into Chinese for me.
Let me show him something. Now, I shouldn't do this.
It was a very hard job, too.
Well, let me tell him something. This is a bit of backstage lore. You know, usually when people have something very difficult to do, it's hard to remember. We have what we call cue cards written out so that they can read them off the camera range. I want to show you. Thank you, Chester. I want to show you the cue card for the song that she was singing. John Chukapan song song pinkaton chung a song song funkaton chunka song song Santa. This is Santa Claus right here, little round bat. That's fun. Now then, may we have our next contestant, please? What is your name, please, sir, and where are you from?
My name is Henry Van Ost Morgan, and
Come on! Fellas, not yet. When Faye comes on, you know. Sorry, Henry. And where are you from, sir?
maybe out of turn, but I'm from New York City.
All right, suppose you whisper your secret to me then, and then we'll let the audience find out what it is. All right, we'll say that this is something that Henry is going to do, and again, the panel is just open to any questions that they would like to ask. Who wants to start? Faye?
Henry, are you going to do feats of magic?
No, ma'am.
You're going to dance?
No, ma'am.
You're going to sing?
No, ma'am.
Oh, Henry, come on.
No, I don't have any talent, Faye. I thought you knew.
You're going to play tricks on us or something?
Oh, panel, you were so close.
Was I?
But very far away.
Oh.
Henry, will you go and get ready for your act,
Why,
too,
sure.
please, if you don't mind, just for Christmas? I am an early Henry Morgan fan, and he has originated probably more comedy ideas than almost anybody in our business. Now, one of the delightful routines he used to do back in the days of radio, which is what we're going to try to recreate for you, which is a sort of a soupçon of an early Henry Morgan radio broadcast, was a satire on the ever-present question and answer man. The man who came on and answered questions to which nobody wanted to know the answer. I'm sure you remember Henry's routine, and he's asked me if I'll help him. I have said I certainly will, and here we go. People are asking more questions today than ever before and getting fewer answers. In an effort to alleviate this shortage of answers, we bring you now the man who knows everything, the question man. And here he is, the question man.
Oh, good evening.
Our first question, sir, comes from Mr. H.P. of Boston, who writes, when walking with two girls, should the man walk in the middle?
No, the two girls should walk in the middle.
Our next question, sir, comes from Mr. M.E. of San Diego, who says, I am a young man of 18. If I join the Army now, when can I retire?
10 o'clock.
Next, Miss A.S. of Sioux City asks, what is goose grease used for?
Goose grease is used to grease geese.
Miss R.W. of New York City asks, can you explain Einstein's theory of relativity?
Yes.
Our next question, sir, comes from Mr. B.G. of Atlanta. And he writes and says, are hockey pucks edible?
Yes. Hockey pucks are edible. They are pronounced delicious by epicures. When a hockey puck is boiled with greens, the greens become soggy and are pronounced soggy by epicures.
A question from Mrs. E.L. of Reading, Pennsylvania. She writes, how did the horsefly get its name?
The horsefly was named by its parents.
Our next question comes from Miss W.E. of Dallas, Texas. What is the main cause of shooting pains?
Bullets?
Then Mr. J.L. of East St. Louis asks, what should I do for a ringing in my ears?
Answer it.
Next, Mr. G.H. of Chicago, who writes, is it called tomato or tomato?
Is what?
Our next question, sir, comes from Mrs. F.S. of Oberlin, Ohio, who asks, should olives be eaten with the fingers?
No. The fingers should be eaten separately.
And thank you, question. Oh, it sounded good to hear that. Well, now then, without further ado, may we have again, please, our next contestant. Will you come in and tell us what your name is, please? Your name is Faye Emerson Henderson.
Yes, sir.
And where are you from, Faye Emerson Henderson?
I'm from Louisiana and Texas.
Louisiana and Texas. Very nice to have you with us, indeed it is. Now then, you too have a question, I presume. I mean, a secret, rather.
Yes, sir.
Will you whisper it to me? All right, now, panel, again, this concerns something that she is going... Concerns something that... Thank you, fellas. We finally got it right. Just a minute, please. Oh, come on! Skitch Henderson, there's always a fly in the ointment. All right, fellas, stick by while you try to guess what it is that Faye is going to do, and panel, you're on.
Shall I start?
Yes, James.
Are you going to...
Faye and Skitch, will you go and get ready for your Christmas presentation?
All right. Be happy to.
Faye, you know, is quite a gal. The more I know her, the more I love her. Her talents grow as does grow her beauty throughout the years. And tonight she is going to do a reading for us. Now, 57 years ago, a little girl who was 8 years old, her name was Virginia O'Hanlon, wrote a letter to the New York Sun. Now, the answer to that letter became the most famous editorial probably that has ever been written. It's reprinted every year in the New York World, Telegram, and Sun. And here is Faye Emerson, accompanied on the celeste by her husband, Skitch Henderson, to read to you, as it appeared in the New York Sun on September 21st of 1897, the editorial titled, Is There a Santa Claus? And here is the letter that started this editorial. The letter read, Dear Editor, I am 8 years old. Some of my little friends say there is no Santa Claus. Papa says, if you see it in the sun, it is so. Please tell me the truth. Is there a Santa Claus? Signed, Virginia O'Hanlon.
Virginia, your little friends are wrong. They've been affected by the skepticism of a skeptical age. They do not believe except that they see. They think that nothing can be which is not comprehensible by their little minds. All minds, Virginia, whether they be men's or children's, are little. In this great universe of ours, man is a mere insect, an ant in his intellect, as compared with the boundless world about him, is measured by the intelligence capable of grasping the whole of truth and knowledge. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist. And you know that they abound and give to your life its highest beauty and joy. Alas, how dreary it would be the world if there were no Santa Claus. It would be as dreary as if there were no Virginias. There would be no childlike faith then, no poetry, no romance to make tolerable this existence. We should have no enjoyment except in sense and sight, and the eternal light with which childhood fills the world would be extinguished. Not believe in Santa Claus? Well, you might not as well believe in fairies. You might get your papa to hire men to watch in all the chimneys on Christmas Eve to catch Santa Claus. But even if they did not see Santa Claus coming down, what would that prove? Nobody sees Santa Claus, but that's no sign that there is no Santa Claus. The most real things in the world are those that neither children nor men can see. Did you ever see fairies dancing on the lawn? Of course not. But that's no proof that they're not there. Nobody can conceive or imagine all the wonders there are, unseen and unseeable in this world. You tear apart the baby's rattle and see what makes the noise inside. But there's a veil covering the unseen world which not the strongest man nor even the united strength of all the strongest men that ever lived could tear apart. Only faith, fancy, poetry, love, romance can push aside that curtain and view and picture the supernal beauty and glory beyond. Is it all real? Ah, Virginia, in all this world, there's nothing else real and abiding. No Santa Claus? Well, thank God he lives, and he lives forever. 1,000 years from now, Virginia, nay, 10 times 10,000 years from now, he will continue to gladden the heart of childhood.
Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Skitch. Well, Christmas looking couple all by themselves. Well, now, we are very fortunate inasmuch as we have seated in our studio audience tonight, and I hope she doesn't mind if we turn a camera on her, that very 8-year-old girl who wrote that letter and to whom the editorial was addressed. She has now grown a few years older, perhaps now she's 23, and she has become a doctor. So I would like you to give a large welcome to Dr. Virginia O'Hanlon Douglas. Dr. Douglas? Dr. Douglas, won't you rise? I would like to ask Dr. Douglas if now, from a maturer viewpoint, Dr. Douglas, do you now think that there is a Santa Claus?
How could I doubt it after listening to Miss Emerson's beautiful reading of the editorial?
Bless you.
And then, too, wasn't it a Clement Moore who saw St. Nicholas the night before Christmas?
It was indeed a Clement Moore. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you again. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the I've Got a Secret all-boys choir, with the help of the I've Got a Secret girls auxiliary choir, would like to sing for you one of the cheerier of our Christmas carols. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, la 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 la. I'll bet that Fred never found us so wearing. I think it might be a good idea if all the folks in the studio audience joined us on this same carol. We'll do it the same way. Just the men sing the words, the ladies sing the fa-la-la. Do it at home, too. You'll find out it's fun. Here we go. Deck the halls with boughs of holly.
This has been a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. And this is John Cannon speaking.
You think I can make it up in the balcony? All right, here we go, all the way up the balcony. Hey!